everybody, peace and harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the concept of the covert narcissist and essentially some of the social awkwardness that is exhibited. The social awkwardness is exhibited for a number of different reasons. For one, psychoanalysts have felt that oftentimes the origins of covert narcissism arise essentially out of a feeling of insecurity or inferiority that the person really kind of harbors within. And this feeling of inferiority, lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem can be very counter to the mask or really the sort of persona that they exhibit in their personal or professional life. And along with that also comes the essential characteristics of the covert narcissist personality, which is also that of lacking empathy. So, as you may understand, empathy is the ability to understand, relate to the feelings, needs, wants, interests of another, and be able to acknowledge those, mirror those, reflect those back, and be able to discuss those, expand on those, enhance those in communication. Now, as you can understand, the covert narcissist, although they might be very accomplished in certain intellectual pursuits, there is oftentimes a large deficit in the experience and expression of empathy. So when it comes to social situations, we find that the covert narcissist is somewhat withdrawn, somewhat awkward, might utilize specific tools such as drinking to try to loosen up, but yet, really kind of comes off as highly socially inept, contrary even to maybe their high-profile status at their work or their other accomplishments. So the lack of ability to really kind of navigate and network in social experiences is really then left to other people, other sources of supply in the covert circle. So, we often see the covert narcissist using other sources of supply to help ingratiate them, to help them navigate or work in certain social circles. Likewise, they might have a lot of emphasis on their intellectual pursuits, their business pursuits, to make up and offset their lack of social graces, if you will. So, really, what's very important is that with anything in life, you need to have a sense of self-esteem, regardless of job, accomplishments, material, items, etc. That really has to be burning strong within you. However, in the covert narcissist, there's a real extreme deficit of this. So we see, quite a bit of development of ulterior motives or abilities, goals, and objectives. Financial being one of the most common, to really offset this feeling of insecurity and lack of social graces, and being able to being very interpersonally connected with a lot of people. So they might be somewhat connected within themselves, being very introverted, what we call intrapersonal with an A. However, there's quite a deficit in the covert narcissist, and so the shoulder burden will really be on the source of supply. So if you see this emerging in your relationships, realize that this is essentially a control tactic, a mechanism for the covert narcissist to avoid challenging themselves, avoid feeling vulnerable, avoid appearing less than perfect, and avoid really, humbling and getting, being a listener and being able to really understand where someone's coming from, so that they don't appear flawed. So it's the old, adage that they will, ignore it, so they will not appear flawed. So they won't even challenge themselves. They won't even try to grow in this area because it's such an area of vulnerability. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.